Hi, this is Dr. Proactive Randy Gilbert, producer of InsideSuccessRadio.com, and I invite you to take a moment and listen to this powerful interview segment so you can be more proactive and successful.
Let's return to the path to triumph with the Inside Success Show.
And welcome back to the Inside Parenting Success Show. This is Randy Gilbert, and I'm talking with Lorene-Hall. She's the author of Hallelujah, It's a Mother's Miracle. And Lorene, let's talk about having a mother's miracle. And we certainly heard a good part of your story in the first segment. But to give us sort of a definition of what is it really to have a mother's miracle?
Well, to have a mother's miracle is joy and peace. It's comfort. Also, to have a mother's miracle is, just very, very, very serious, and is very important to me, and it brings solace. Something that I didn't have before. It brings me solace. It brings me liberty because I'm free, no longer bound. I know the truth now that God is a healer, and also just to see my son, with a second chance. A mother's miracle, that's what it means to me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. And I would think
and one more other thing
please go ahead.
that I wanted to add. When tragedy strikes, what is the responsibility of God? Because that's who we're serving. So when tragedy strikes, what is the responsibility of God? And He showed Himself. He showed that He's omnipotent and that He can do the impossible. And He brought that into my life.
Fantastic. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. God is definitely a possibility God.
Oh, yes, He is.
Goes way beyond what normally other people think is impossible. And great. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure there's others that really need that miracle. And so it's really important that they also get the book to learn more about it. But let's talk a little bit more about what hydrocephalus is, because a lot of people might not be familiar with exactly what happens there. And I'm familiar with it just because my brother was also born with it, and it's been a miracle for me to be a part of his life now for these last 37 years. And it is completely autonomous, just as your son is.
Yes.
But there's others that might not be familiar with what happened there. Share with us, what is the water on the brain, the hydrocephalus that you're talking about?
Yes, like we said, it was water on the brain, and it refers to an excessive buildup, in and around the brain. And it's a rare condition, and it occurs when something interferes with the circulation of the cerebrospinal fluid. When the fluid of the liquid is blocked from its normal exit, then increased pressures build up within the skull. And what my son experienced as far as symptoms, the first thing we noticed is that his feeding was poor. And we didn't know what that was. We thought that he was just dehydrated. But after they put him in the hospital, they treated him for that and dismissed him because that's what they thought it was. They didn't recognize any of the symptoms yet. But after we took him home, he just still cried and, looked like he was in a lot of pain and so forth. So this is when the doctor found out that he had developed hydrocephaly when he was about 8 weeks old. And he had severe headaches. There was vomiting, and then he couldn't see, and he didn't have any activities of his limbs. And I used to, when I would hold him, I could hear his head was so heavy that I could just hear like something gushing on the inside of his head. And those were some of the symptoms. And
hi, this is Dr. Proactive, Randy Gilbert. Thank you for listening to InsideSuccessRadio.com. Now I want to invite you to listen to this entire interview for free. All you have to do to get VIP access is to type in the link as you see it below. In addition to this powerful interview, you'll be able to hear many other of your favorite celebrities such as Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, Robert Allen, Zig Ziglar, and dozens of others. Plus, there are thousands of dollars in valuable bonus gifts just waiting for you to redeem them. Go ahead, type in the link that appears at the bottom and join me in my studio.